Thomas Greeley was once hailed as the master of literary terror, his novels weaving nightmares that haunted readers for weeks. His latest work, The Seventh Door, had spilled from his mind in a fevered rush, telling the tale of a small town plagued by a spectral entity that hunted its victims through their dreams. But as Thomas scrawled the final words, things began to change around him. Neighbors vanished, his phone buzzed with static at midnight, and the shadows in his home seemed to flicker with a mind of their own. Sleep eluded him as reality blurred, the events of his book bleeding into the world beyond the page. He saw familiar faces twisted by fear, heard distant screams echoing through empty streets at the hour when the entity was said to hunt. Each night, Thomas wondered if he was slipping into madness, or if something far worse was happening. Desperate, he rifled through his manuscript, searching for clues in his own words, hoping for a way to stop the horror he'd unleashed. One night, Thomas found himself standing before a door at the end of a long, dark hallway, the very door he had described in his novel. His trembling hand reached for the knob, and as he turned it, a cold wind swept through him, carrying whispers that sounded eerily familiar. On the other side, he saw his study, his typewriter, and a man hunched over it, fingers dancing furiously across the keys. With dawning terror, Thomas realized the truth: he was the creation, not the creator. Every fear, every choice, every scream, none of it was his own. As the unseen author typed the words, Thomas opened the seventh door and vanished. Thomas felt himself dissolve into nothingness, a puppet whose strings had finally been cut, leaving only the echo of someone else's nightmare behind.